Salutations! My name is Summer, and this is Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. And I want to talk about what I'm currently reading this week. So I I just realized that the only two things I finished this week, which was Hyperion by Dan Simmons and Survival by Julie E. Czernetta. I talk about them in a separate video. So I have nothing to talk about that I finished today, but I want to go over what I'm currently reading. So I am still reading Bless Me Altima by Rudolfo Anaya. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm almost done with this book. I have maybe 60 more pages, so it's going to be really easy to finish. I'm enjoying it. It's about a little boy who Ultima is like a grandmother figure, and there is, struggles of growing up. He has three older brothers, and what the other brothers have done is they've gone off on their own instead of doing things that the family expect them to do or have relied on them to do. So everything's put on Antonio, who's the baby of the family, and he's a lot younger than his brothers. So they want him to be a farmer and a priest. And he seems like he could become either one of those and be happy. So anyway, there's a lot of things about religion. Sometimes I forget that Antonio is so young because his character is so wise and understanding. But then there are times where it's like, yeah, this is a little boy. So it's really, really a great story. It's also on the Great American Reads list, so it'll be one I'll be able to mark off this month. So my TBR is I want to read all the books that are on my TBR, but a couple of things got added on, and they accidentally got added on. This one was an accidental one. So Silas Marner by George Eliot. Last Monday I ran to the library and I was 10 minutes early. And I thought, oh no, I don't have a book with me. I'm just running to the library and going back home. So this book has sat in my glove box for over 2 years. So I thought, oh, that's right. I have a book in my car. So I started reading it and really enjoying it. And I'm glad that I'm going to have to find another book to stick in the glove box, but I'm glad that I started reading it because I'm really enjoying it. I'm not too far in. I'm only on page 60. So, but Silas Marner was not on my radar for this month. It was an accidental one that got stuck on there. Another one that wasn't on my TBR, but it's just a short, easy read. I think it's only 65 pages. Only 59 pages. That's not the Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. And I found this in a box. I don't know if you guys can see one of my boxes, my mini boxes. And the print on these thick pages, you could feel it. I mean, I just love it. And I have another one of these, but I don't remember what it is. I haven't found it yet. It's in a box somewhere. But one thing I kind of remember reading this when I was a kid, but then again, I don't remember it at all. And of course, we had the cartoon when we were a kid, but I don't know how close that is to the story. I was surprised at how beautiful the writing is. I mean, beautiful writing. It really surprised me. So this felt like an October read, and I'm only on page 12, but there's only 59 pages. So yeah, I'm excited about it. It feels like a fun one this month. I am still reading War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I am only on page, I don't know if you can see with this lighting, I'm only on page 300. So I think there's 1,358 pages. So I have 1,058 pages left to go. one thing I want to say about anyone who is intimidated by reading this book, if I can read it, you can read it. I really feel like anyone who reads this book, you really need 3 reads to get everything. So, yes, there are a ton of characters, but I've noticed that the characters are surrounded. Okay, there's, for me, and this is just my own opinion, and I'm not a scholar, I don't know, I'm just going by my own opinion. You have 2 main characters, Pierre and Prince Andre. And everybody else either surrounds Pierre. Now, Pierre and Prince Andre are best friends, and that's not giving anything away. That's just in the very beginning, you find that out. They live very separate lives, but they're best friends. So their lives go in 2 different directions. Prince Andre goes off to war, and Pierre enters society. So every single character that you come in contact with, they're either going to be surrounding Pierre's life and world, or they're going to be surrounding Prince Andre's. There's 2 other characters that are really standing out right now, and that is Boris and Nikolai. And I am not going to say their last names because, yeah, I'm horrible at that. Anyway, so Boris and Nikolai, it's interesting because they seem to be very close, like best friends also in their relationship. And they have both gone off to war, because when you meet them, they're in Pierre's circle, and now they've gone off to war, and now they're in Prince Andre's circle. But Boris and Nikolai are separating. So even though they're both in war, they feel differently and are going off in different directions, if that makes any sense. Um, and I don't want to say too much, but the first time I read anything, I'm just trying to get the story. I'm not going to remember all these characters. I really enjoy Prince Andre's sister, who I cannot remember her name. And plus there is a Tolstoy character that has said some pretty funny lines. So, I love that. One thing you're not ever going to see on my books. You're never going to see tabs. I mark inside just a little line by areas. Mayfair. Yeah, so I will mark up areas on the book that I'm interested in, but she's in a bag. Anyway, but you're not going to see those tabs because they drive me crazy. It drives me crazy just to see them, and people like, I don't know what it is, but it drives me crazy. So, yeah, if you're intimidated by this book at all, do not be. I read more than one book at a time, but I find it, even if someone was reading just this book and writing notes, I seriously doubt if they get everything in the first read or even the second read. Also, there are way more characters in Game of Thrones. I mean, I know I'm only 300 pages in, but there's way more pages, or there's not way more pages, but there's way more characters in Game of Thrones series. So if you read that, then it takes a couple times to, catch on to all these characters and find out who's important and who isn't. But I feel like as long as you have Prince Andre and Pierre down, everybody else seems to circle around them. I'm still really loving this. I think it's just so great. It's great writing. Tolstoy, he's got a sense of humor. So yeah, the only thing, which I've said this before, is the print. The print. No matter where I open it, it's going to be the tiniest of print. I mean, so tiny, and it's heavy. So I had to put a pillow up, and I went and tried to get it on my Kindle. And when books are in translation, you want to make sure you're getting the translation, that you're reading. So I went to look for Anthony Briggs. Yeah, Anthony Briggs. I'm sorry. And I couldn't find the translation, and I didn't want the Peaver and Volonsky or whatever her name is. I didn't want that translation because there's so much French, and I have that edition, so I didn't want that. So I found one for 99 cents because a lot of them are free. But I found one for 99 cents that it didn't say who the translator was. So I thought I'll just try that one. I was so upset because I was like flipping through to where I thought I was to make sure it followed up. And I thought, well, if it's a little different, it's not going to matter. But then I saw that it said Prince Andrew, and I was like, who's Prince Andrew? I don't recognize a Prince Andrew yet. Maybe I've gone too far. And I've looked what chapter I was on. They changed the names. So I thought, if they change Prince Andre to Prince Andrew, what else have they changed? What other name of where I think I know who this person is? What else have they changed? So I was like, nope, not doing it. Sticking with this book and the tiny print. I really am enjoying this translation. So yeah, I'm sticking to it. It's just taken me a while. One other thing that I want to get to this week is all month, well, for the past couple months, I've been thinking about Edgar Allan Poe, and I have this new edition, and I am wanting to reread Berenice. I read it a long time ago, and I just get every time I get this like a haunting, longing, a morning love type feeling when I think about it. That's what the story has left me with from all those years ago. So it's one story that I'm wanting to reread this week, and yeah, I'm looking forward to some Poe. All right, I was going to do a shout out for uh, a new channel. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. The channel is called Paper Movies Book Club, and I will link it down below. I think it's a new channel. It only had maybe 5 or 6 videos, I think, because it was early this morning. But it's 3 guys who talk about books that have been adapted to movies, or, yeah, that's what it's about. So I thought that was interesting. I'm not going to read, they're reading Halloween this month, and I'm not going to be reading Halloween, but there are so many books that are movies, or I prefer when they take a book and turn it into a movie. I don't really care for books that were created because of the movie, then they turn, I don't know what that's called, but I don't care for that because it seems like it's exactly like the movie, and it's not, there's no meat to it, is how I feel. But yeah, there's so many that I thought that would be fun, and most of them that they seem like they did were fun, easy, something to enjoy through the month. But yeah, I guess it's a book club, Paper Movies Book Club. I will link them down below. Yeah, I got the 10th Kingdom book, A Princess Bride I'm wanting to read again. Any of the Stephen King movies, The Green Mile I'd love to read again. Well, there's just so many. So I thought it would be fun. I'm going to follow along and see each month. If nothing else, I think their videos, their monthly book club video will be fun to watch. So anyway, yeah, happy Sunday. I hope everybody's had a great weekend. If you have any thoughts about these books that I'm currently reading, let me know. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.